Do you need help?
I got it.
Can we watch?
From afar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
You do know that shortly after they left, Nana Morri kind of like singing to herself in this terrifyingly off-key, kind of nondescript tune that she kind of harmonized between her guttural mouth and her primary one, I guess you could say, or accompanying one, eventually danced her way up to the collection. And so within the kind of massive enclosed structure that sits on the kind of far-off, gnarled branch of the Ligament Manor, you can see the somewhat terrifying doorway that sits at the front of the collection, the like bones and skull fragments that form this like odd face as you approached, and you knock a few times as some of the bones shift front, all kind of shift and crack towards you as it seems to open to a mouth, and a voice goes, "Hey, what do you want?"
The door does?
The door, yeah.
I was wondering if Nana Morri might be accepting visitors.
I guess I'll ask. And the bones sink into the door, and it just becomes like a weird, like muddy, like a frozen morass texture on it. And you hear muffled on the other side of the door,
Morrigan! You got a tiny one asking about you outside.
she'll be right there.
Oh, thank you very, very much. I didn't catch your name.
Doors don't have names.
Well, I guess not here, where I'm from. Everything that's made of wood has a name.
Give me a name of something that wouldn't have one normally.
A name of something that wouldn't have one normally. What about Pushpull?
Pushpull. Pushpull.
Sir Pushpull.
You may enter.
and it opens up on this side.
Thank you, Sir Pushpull.
The pleasure is mine.
You step back on the inside of this collection, this like massive dome of pulled branches and twigs that pulls up to a seemingly dizzying height for a moment. You can't even get perspective on how big. At times it looks massive, at times it looks small and close by, but you can just see all these shelves everywhere with little cubbies and tiny little pull open doors and like barred gates and cages hanging with critters and creatures. You've kind of gotten a glance at this your first time you're here, and now you're kind of standing here alone for a second, and you're shoving points before a shadow kind of cuts off your attention, and you look up and just see the massive shape of Nana Morri right there as the head kind of slowly descends down like it's detached from the rest of the shoulders, kind of down to meet yours. Can I help you?
Wow. It's quite the atmosphere in here. I had a question. I hope it won't be offensive. I heard that some people refer to you as the Fate Stitcher.
That is his name. You seem to have a fascination with names as of late.
I do. I love wood and nicknames. But I had a question. The people, the things in your garden, are those individuals that you've done a deal with previously?
Some do not uphold their side of the deal. There has to be collateral.
You could become wood. It's your dream.
Oh shit, it's an Ouroboros! Full circle!
Chetney's heart rate just starts to quicken a little bit.
I just happened to notice that you are, of course, very powerful, and Fern is herself extremely powerful, and I was wondering if maybe there might be an arrangement that we could strike where I could be, I don't know, imbued with a little bit of some of the powers that you have, maybe in exchange for my exerting some of your influence in the realms beyond this one?
As her eyes look at you, you feel what little flames of lanterns that glow in the space begin to flicker out, one by one, until the entire room goes dark.
That's a thing.
As they kind of pull back a bit, a lantern flickers on in front of you, and you're no longer inside the collection. You're in a black space with what looks almost like a table set before her, where she sets the lantern down onto before leaning back into a chair.
What is it you want specifically? Tell me your dream.
Well, I would love to never die. But that seems a little much. So, in just talking it out,
It's not an uncommon request.
oh, I was wondering if, do people ask to return to their youth?
Oh, yet another not very uncommon request, yes. What is your passion?
Toys. I want to be the most famous toy maker the world has ever known.
Now that just requires a little bend of fate, doesn't it?
And as she extends her hand, you see like this weird golden thread that kind of now draws from your chest. It seems like it drifts into the shadow in both ways. Not towards her. It just kind of pulls from one end of the darkness to the other. And you watch her kind of reach her finger forward and tug on it. As it does, you feel this cold sensation rush through your body.
And what will you give me?
Oh. That room we were in before looks like you have a lot of stuff. What would you want?
Bring me a piece of what you hunt. Bring me a piece of the God Eater.
That's such a good ask. I'm not even mad about it. A piece of Predathos.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds impossible.
It does. But you all seem to be on the path to doing the impossible, aren't you?
We are. We do some simple arithmetic here. It's a deal.
You watch as she puts her hand over the lantern, and the flame, you realize at this point, it wasn't a yellow fire. It was almost like a colorless flame, like you were sitting in a space of monochrome light. And as she runs her hand over the lantern, the kind of whitish fire kind of carries over into her palm, and she extends it towards you. And as she clasps it, her fingers wrap around it and almost clamp back over her hand with how long they are compared to your tiny, gnomish clasp. As it does, you feel this cold flame touch your palm, and that golden thread, the only source of color in the space, seems to twist and tangle a bit. And she withdraws her hand.
Very well. Make me proud. And you be notorious.
Notorious. I feel taller already.
Good.
She leans back, and as you kind of blink for a second, the minute you open your eyes, you're back in the collection. Like it just washed back, and you're just standing there.
Well, get out.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sir, Pushball.
The door opens up.